guys, we're live again with another video. Today we have some breaking news, and what a time it is to be an Arsenal fan because boy, this was not the weekend we needed, and this was not the media coverage we needed. With Arsenal failing to recover points at the St. James Park, and now seems like a crisis slash situation going on with our backroom staff. As it is, breaking news, Arsenal sporting director Edu Gaspar, former Arsenal player, agrees to join a group controlled by Nottingham Forest owner Evangelos Marinakis. Not signed at the moment and a role still to be finalized, but leaving Arsenal for a new post includes a responsibility for growing the operation. According to David Ornstein via Sami Mokbel, who broke the news earlier this morning, my time morning, probably also late in the morning in the UK. It is official, guys. Edu Gaspar is set to leave Arsenal. There was some issues with the club's hierarchy, which saw his position becoming increasingly uncomfortable, and you can't blame a man for trying to secure the bigger bag. In other news, I guess more positive news, Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard has married his partner today, so congratulations to the two of them. And at the moment, it seems, according to Team News and Ticks, that there's still lingering whether we're going to get a new sporting director or not. At the moment, it seems like they've already found a replacement for Edu, and they're just going to divide the role for Edu between who's already in charge, with King coming back to the club as the director of football, which we heard 2 weeks ago previously from David Ornstein himself. Also, Team News and Ticks reported that it was related to some hierarchy-related concerns. I guess Edu wanted a bigger position, which Richard Garlick previously had for CEO. And I guess when Vinay left, Edu thought he would be considered for the CEO role, but that wasn't necessarily the case. And I guess Tim Lewis didn't consider Edu for the role, and Edu had an opportunity in the summer where Nottingham Forest were looking at Edu to manage the three clubs owned by the Forest owner. And now it seems like Edu will now be going to Forest. Still, there's some time whether when it's going to happen, whether it's going to be with immediate effect. But in my opinion, it should be before the January window, because there's no point in him knowing our targets, knowing our arsenal of targets this January window. And please, I pray to God that we sign someone in January, because you can see our attack is woeful at the moment. Ryan, I did see a message from you. I am available Sunday anytime. So until that changes, at the moment, you guys just Ryan, I'm free anytime. Name me a channel and I'll be there. I'm not sure if this is on Jared's channel or if this is a podcast. I didn't really read your message probably. But okay, I'll join the pod on Sunday. I'm even free for a preview. Just let me know ahead of time. But anyway, going back to the breaking news. Today's breaking news is Edu Gaspar is leaving the club after being a player, being a sporting director, and now officially going to join Nottingham Forest owner, confirmed by David Ornstein today. All this happened so suddenly, but in our eyes, but to me, it seems like they wouldn't have brought King back as director of football if they didn't already know this was going to be happening. And you can't blame a man for trying to get a bigger bag financially. I think for him, he would now have three clubs that the Marinakis owns, Nottingham Forest owner. So he'll have a lot more work to do on his plate. But with a lot more work comes greater responsibility for growing the operations and more finances his way. So I think Arsenal have yet to release an official statement. We were told an official statement would probably be posted later today. I'm guessing any moment now we should see an official statement on the club's website. At the moment, I've just checked. There's nothing yet. We have a game away on the road in the San Siro to Inter Milan away. And I guess the club are quite upset that somebody's leaked this news. And it is what it is. At the moment, we already know this news from Sami Mokbel that Edu would be leaving his role. Team News and Ticks also hinted that it was related to a power-related concerns between Edu. Richard Garlick and Tim Lewis have more influence than ever, and this didn't really sit well with Edu in terms of him feeling a bit like an outcast in terms of the board of directors wise. He's also always been a fan of the multi-club model, and if the reports of him trebling his wages, so as I reported before, getting a bigger bag, it's a no-brainer from his point of view to go and walk to Nottingham Forest for triple the wages. And also a lot more responsibilities on his hands. According to Team News and Ticks, we do not have a departure date for Edu Gaspar to leave the club. But just like I said earlier, I think he should leave before the January window so that we finally have a better stepping stone for this upcoming January window ahead, where I pray we actually do business. Congratulations to Captain Martin Odegaard, officially married as of today. I can join you for the preview. Hell yes. I don't know any other Chelsea fans I can tolerate, Ryan, other than Jared and Fraud Ball over there. I'll let you guys know when I'll do the preview. The game's on Sunday, so maybe Friday we'll do the preview. But Jared, Ryan, you're on some weird time zone, if I'm being honest. Jib says, any idea who will step into the role, especially in preparations for the January window? I was just talking about the importance of the January window at the moment. In my opinion, just like I said before, I think it's going to be divided between who's already at the club, which in my opinion, when we gave James King a director of football operations role, I think the roles of this January transfer window targets are going to be divided between Mikel Arteta, James King, the director of football, Tim Lewis, and also even I think Per Mertesacker might even get bigger role to play. But that's just my guess. I'm not sure at the moment. There's nothing set in stone at the moment. We just now only received the news that it's official that Edu will leave to Nottingham Forest to take coverage over there for treble the wages. Also, guys, if you didn't hear already, I think the appointment of James King was due to the fact that the club knew already that Edu was going to leave. In the summer, in August specifically, Nottingham Forest came knocking on the door for Edu and were already showing interest that they wanted Edu to take over the multi-club model. And that's something that Edu always has been a fan of and appreciated. And to do what he wants to do for treble the wages, it's a no-brainer. Melina TV preview Friday works. I am in Eastern time now. Thank God you're in civilized time zone now, Ryan. That's all I asked for. Edu did not buy a forward in the summer, 100%. We instead bought Raheem Sterling from Chelsea, who Chelsea were trying to offload. And at the moment, he's not getting much game time. Inter Milan is a big game away from home. And as you guys know, to qualify into that top 8, where we don't have to do a playoffs round, it's quite important to get match fitness ahead of Chelsea at the Bridge, which is a must-win game for us considering how many points we've dropped so far to Bournemouth and Newcastle, respectively, away from home on the road. Malia says, Chelsea is a game after my birthday. I hope I can bring the birthday luck. Good luck, Malia. And I'll make sure to remember to wish you on your birthday. I believe it's the day before the Chelsea game. It was a Daily Mail website. Yeah, I did mention the Daily Mail, but just now, if you check on Twitter, David Ornstein broke the news that it's official. Edu's going to Nottingham Forest to manage 3 different clubs owned by the Nottingham Forest owner. I think I've been pronouncing his name wrong the whole stream. But guys, with all due respect, I mean, you guys know who I mean. Evangelos Marinakis. And I think he got Arteta COVID one time when we played them. But that's a whole different conversation. We need to stop buying goalkeepers and get forwards. You could even say we need to stop buying center backs and defenders, but Tomiyasu is still injured. Tierney, we don't really have a proper return date for him yet. Arteta said he's close, but Tomiyasu, we don't really have an update yet either. And Kibior is not really being selected. Zinchenko, he's way in the bottom of the pecking order with Lewis Skelly ahead of him. Declan Rice needs to get his hair checked like he is second grader. I suspect there is some lice. Ryan, you're crazy. Guys, we're going to cue the intro, and I'm going to start my brief preview of the Inter Milan game, but I'm going to do a more in-depth one going into the game. It is Wednesday, so probably tomorrow I'll do a more in-depth preview, a video dedicated just for the preview. But today I thought I'd break the news of our sporting director, Edu Gaspar, former player of Arsenal, set to leave to join Nottingham Forest's three clubs owned by Evangelos Marinakis. At the moment, he's not officially signed, and a role is still to be finalized, but it's confirmed by David Ornstein just moments ago as I went live that he will be leaving the club. Good luck to Edu. I wish him all the best. And he's basically going to be in charge of three different clubs, similar to like what Jurgen Klopp is doing at Red Bull. And it's a much more strategic role involving performance and growth of investment in three different clubs. So good luck to Edu. Best wishes to all, to him on his future endeavors. And I hope he does well wherever he goes. No bad blood here. And I guess it's already been known before that he was going to leave. Guys, we'll go ahead and cue the intro and then go straight into my Inter Milan predicted 11. Inter Milan are a really worrying team because they're much better than us. But I'm going to give you guys my Arsenal 11 versus Inter Milan. And this is a game where we might see some rotation, but I wouldn't rotate us heavily going into this game. It is a huge game ahead of us in the Champions League under the Knights. I don't think we'll go to our full strongest 11 because we have Chelsea away at the Bridge, but it is important for us to keep some key players in this team. And we should do a Chelsea Arsenal combined 11 for the preview, which I will cover probably Friday when I do a Chelsea preview. My 11 for Inter Milan, I'll probably keep a stronger 11 because we really need to win that game, and the San Siro isn't easy ground to go to, but we'll go straight into it. Let me go ahead and cue the intro. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in so far. So, guys, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. kickoff at the San Siro. What an incredible ground to go to, first and foremost. I should have been there, and I can't stress that enough. Unfortunately, I couldn't get tickets, so it's looking like a diverted plan to another away game, hopefully sometime soon this month. My lineup for the Champions League, of course, Raya in goal. Urian Timber, Ben White would be back as he was rested. I'm hoping he would be back. He only had one training session before the game against Newcastle. And Gabriel and Saliba, for me, their partnership is well spoken of, and we definitely need them to in our defensive back line. No doubt about it. Midfield, Declan Rice, Partey, and Waneri. I want to highlight for this game against Inter Milan, if Odegaard is available to be on the bench, fine, keep him available on the bench and bring him on in the final 20 minutes of the game just to get some match fitness ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea at the Bridge is where I want to see Martin Odegaard fully back in the starting 11, starting the game, and then go back to our default midfield of Rice, Partey, Odegaard. How many times this season have we had that midfield? Not much, because thankfully Partey hasn't been injured much this season, knock on wood. And unfortunately, we've been playing Partey at right back because Ben White's been injured, or Calafiori and Timber hand in hand. Both of them have been getting injured. My front three would be Sterling, Kai Havertz, and Saka. Now, I know some people are going to say, why are you playing Waneri when we're going away to Inter Milan? I would not play Marino. I don't think this is a game for Marino, and I think against Newcastle, Marino really struggled in that game. I think this is a game where Sterling could be useful on the side, and I would drop Trossard. I think Trossard, as you guys know, hasn't proven much to start games. I think he's a lot more impactful off the bench, and to have coverage on the bench, like the likes of Jesus, I don't even think there's much like for him anymore, if I'm being honest. But Jesus, Trossard, and keep your Martinelli on the bench. When you want to impact sub off the bench, bring on Trossard, bring on Miles Lewis-Skelly, bring on Martinelli when you want to have an impactful sub in this game. Sterling off the left looked better. Partey, put him back in his natural position, please. and Arteta needs to just roll the dice. But this is my lineup for Inter Milan versus Arsenal. Guys, Arsenal will be not wearing their away kit in this game at the San Siro due to a kit clash. As you guys know, Inter Milan wear blue and black in their home kits. And Inter Milan 5-1 Arsenal, the old days. I remember that game. I have that kit from that game where we won at the San Siro. It's part of my collection. Havertz dunked on Chelsea last time. You can see he took that personal. I play Sterling as well. He'll have a point to prove, 100%. And just like I said earlier, I think Trossard doesn't deserve to start. And same thing with Martinelli. Martinelli against Newcastle was really wasteful. I mean, you have that chance from Declan Rice, and we should have equalized the game, but it is what it is. We've moved on, and we got to focus on each game as they come. I'm going to go to a 4-3-3, our classic formation, and this is my lineup for this game. Guys, let me know your lineup for the Inter Milan-Arsenal game. I think Inter Milan has really good players we need to look out for. And, of course, Lautaro Martinez, someone we need to look out for. They do have a Canadian back in training, Tejan Buchanan for Inter Milan, but Bastoni, centre-back, Jan Bisek. Going to be interesting to see who Inter Milan going to play right now in their starting 11, but they're at home, and you guys know how good Jan Sommer is in goal. But we also have David Raya. We shouldn't be afraid. They have Dumfries. I think Dumfries is good defensively, but when you're looking at the partnership of Gabriel and Saliba, we shouldn't be worried about their defense. I think the midfield of Buchanan, Fratesi, Zielinski, and then their strikers. They have Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. Marcus Thuram in international tournaments is a different player than when he plays for Inter Milan. Now, Lautaro Martinez is a player that I'm really worried about. Lautaro Martinez is lethal in front of goal. He always takes his chances, and he's not afraid to cut through on your players to get through on goal. He takes his man on. He's very physical, and I like watching him play. Lama, I can't believe the Queen of Getting Tickets couldn't get one for the San Siro. Lama, I know. You should have helped me out. Nice to see you, Lama. Thank you for tuning in. No, I couldn't get a ticket for the San Siro. My local supporters club, Arsenal Canada, when I applied for the ticket, they said we might have spares available. Then when I applied for 2 tickets, I applied separately just in case I got one and not the other. Then they emailed us a few days later saying, sorry guys, allocation has been sold out. We didn't get any to our supporters clubs. And because Italy have really strict laws, I wasn't able to get one transferred from someone else because your passport has to match the season ticket. So anyway, I couldn't get one from someone who's a season ticket holder who couldn't go. And unfortunately, I am going to be watching from the comfort of my home or even at work, depending on what happens that day on Wednesday. But it is a shame. I would have loved to go another European away days. I went to Bayern Munich last season. It wasn't a great game, but it was a nice time to see Munich. And it would have been incredible to see Milan, though I heard the San Siro is a pain getting out of on match days. The fact that we still have Inter Milan to play away from home ahead of Chelsea away shows that we really need to step up on the creative front, which is why I would keep Odegaard on the bench, bring him on in the final 20 minutes of the game. And Arteta needs to plan to properly succeed defensively and creativity, not just succeed defensively on one front and lack creativity. I think that's something we really need to expand on, especially without Odegaard. We've been struggling on the creative depth. We've really lacked creativity, and we've had no style of play against Newcastle. I mean, especially Newcastle, that game, we were really, really poor. This is not a team that's going to be challenging for league titles or even an FA Cup win if we're going to struggle to create, if we're going to struggle to feed our strikers that we have. Yeah, you can say Kai Havertz is not a striker or Ethan Nwaneri. When he came on, he wasn't really getting much service against Newcastle. From the midfield, the people we had in forward in the attacking positions, even Bukayo Saka, he wasn't getting much service, whether it be the first half or the second half. We had 83 minutes in that Newcastle game to come back and either equalize or win the game. but we weren't giving them any service, and that's very questioning on our attack. It seems like without Odegaard, we don't have glue in this team or creativity. I think you need to be our sporting director. Malia, I don't think so. Because someone made a tweet saying, oh, now that all Edu's gone as sporting director, all these Twitter heads who said we should sign this person, that person, and the third should become sporting director because they think it's like FIFA, it's so easy. But that's not necessarily the case. And some of these people wanted Mudryk. Even me, like at first when we were linked to Mudryk, I was upset we didn't get Mudryk. But now in hindsight, we dodged a bullet. No disrespect to Carlito, but we definitely dodged a bullet with that one. And it was a lot of money they paid for him too, as you guys recall. We need to win against Chelsea. Nothing else would do so at this point. By the way, that monkey behind you is so cute. Oh, it's Curious George. I won it at a fun fair in September. Normally I go live from my iPad, but I didn't charge up my iPad. I'll make sure I do so for the preview. It's better quality, video quality for you guys. But thanks a lot for tuning in. I appreciate all of your support. I am on the road to 9,000 subs, which is insane. I've been going live almost every week, at least once a week or twice a week. But I wanted to go live today to break the news of sporting director Edu leaving the club. And I wanted to talk to you guys about it and also a brief preview of the Inter Milan game. I'm not going to do my score prediction in this video. I'm going to save it for the actual preview of the Inter Milan game. So you guys, if you want to join me on the preview, I'll probably do that tomorrow, same time, or maybe about an hour or two later. Don't quote me on the time. But usually, if you guys follow me on Twitter, it's Miss Melina right here. My socials are all the same. So you can check out my Twitter, you can check out my Instagram, and I usually, sometimes you'll see me live on Twitter before you see me live on YouTube. Both of them are connected, so it'll be great. It'll be great to see how we handle Inter Milan. I'm looking forward to the game, but I'm a bit nervous in terms of how we're going to set up. I hope Arteta doesn't overthink this, and more importantly, again, we need to keep this game in mind and not throw away this game thinking it doesn't matter. Keep this game in mind, thinking that our next opponent is Chelsea away at the Bridge, where that's a must-win game for us. And with that being said, guys, I hope we really carry that mindset going into the game away at the San Siro and not have a mentality block. Sometimes I feel these players just have a mentality block and we go 1-0 up and we allow the opposition to get back into gear. Inter Milan are going to punish us like Liverpool like Liverpool in the past, if we give them the opportunity to do so, especially the likes of Marcus Thuram or Lautaro Martinez. You guys seen for club and country how good Lautaro Martinez is. And no, I'm not raving about him just because he's one of my favorite players, unbiasedly. It's not that I'm an Inter Milan fan, but I like watching him play for club and country. But it's the truth. And if we allow oppositions to get back into the game, we are never going to maintain our lead and win this game. I'd even take a draw before we play this game to Inter. I don't think it's the worst result. I agree with Luca. I'd take a draw. And for me to agree with Luca speaks volumes because we don't normally agree on things. We have very opposing views oftentimes, but that's football. It is what it is. You can have your different opinions, and it's no big deal. With this game, I also want to highlight the fact that I hope there's no more casualties. The casualties we've had in our defensive assets, left back wise, we've had so many left backs at the start of the season, so many available, and now all of a sudden, when they're called upon, most of them are injured or not good enough to start. The likes of Zinchenko, some games aren't just meant for him. I would take a draw going into Inter, but I want to go into that game with the mentality that we are going to win. That's the mentality we should have going into these games, that we can handle them, that we can do our best, not go into the game thinking, all right, let's play for a draw. I want to go with that mentality that we're going to win because we have Chelsea upcoming next away at the Bridge. And just like my friend Ryan in the chat said earlier, Friday, I'll do a preview with my opposition fans. I do have some friends who are Chelsea fans, so it'll be good to have them on. I think they're gonna give it large because they've been playing all right. They did draw to Man United away from home, and this is a London derby, so London derbies always heat up. With last season we won at the Bridge, but we won just by a hair because of Sanchez making a mistake, allowing Declan Rice to get the second goal for us to win the game. But I don't think it's gonna be as easy. And people saying Chelsea are not no good, Chelsea are not good. No, Chelsea are not the same like last season. I don't think they're as poor as they were previously. So I think that's a game we really need to look forward to and put our heads up for it. And with that being said, Inter Milan is the game where you want to show your strength. You want to give players match fitness ahead of Chelsea away at the Bridge, so that we can focus on that game. The league matters, and also the Champions League, the cup games as well. You guys saw earlier this week we drew Crystal Palace in the cup, which will be later in December 17th or 18th. The date is yet to be confirmed. I'm not sure if that's going to be on TV. Somebody correct me if that's going to be on TV. At the moment, I have no idea, because I know in the UK, TV fixtures are not confirmed till the month, till closer to that month, and there's still some time left to go. Charlie, thank you very much for the super chat. That's very kind of you, Charlie. You didn't have to do that. Your support, you guys tuning in here, means a lot to me. And you guys giving me feedback on what videos I should do, what videos I should upload, means a lot to me. And it shows that you guys care about my content, but also like variety of content. I try to do opposition previews whenever I can get an opposition fan, but sometimes it's a bit tough, with work and all that. So I try to do what I can and be consistent. I think being consistent is a lot easier said than done. So I'm happy with my output wise this week, and I hope to continue that. I hope to continue that moving forward. Guys, so tomorrow, same time, or maybe 1 or 2 hours later, I'll be doing my Inter Milan full in-depth preview, tactical breakdown, and also my combined 11 for this game away at the San Siro. I think it's going to be a tough game for us. Of course, never underestimate Inter Milan. They are a good team. And somebody mentioned in my chat that we didn't win against Chelsea. We drew. Yeah, it was last season. Are you talking about last season? We did win against Chelsea last season at the Bridge. I'm pretty sure. Oh, we drew 2-2 at the Bridge, and we won. We drew 2-2 because of Declan Rice, and we won at the home fixture. Of course, we won 6-0 in the previous game. I remember that one. That one's hard to forget. Yeah, it was 2-2. It was Declan Rice who got the second goal, or else we would have lost that game. Just like I mentioned earlier, except I said we won. So sorry, correction there. Thanks for correcting me. So just like I said, guys, videos coming up on my channel tomorrow. I'll be doing my Inter Milan in-depth preview, combined 11. Somebody mentioned in my chat earlier, I'm looking for the comment now. It was by Arsenal Doodle. He said, yeah, we won 5-0. I remember that game. Charlie went to that game. We came back from 2-0. I remember Mudryk got a penalty. Inter have only lost one game this season. It'll be a tough game. I've already mentioned this in the beginning of my stream. San Siro is a tough stadium. A draw would be good for the team, but obviously hoping for a win. Exactly. It's not going to be a walk in the park for us. And just a correction, it was 2-2. I did say we won the game, but we actually came back from 2-0 when Declan Rice beat Sanchez. Sanchez made a mistake, and Declan Rice got the equalizer to make it 2-0. And then in the reverse fixture, we won 5-0. So I corrected myself. Sorry, guys. I don't do no scripts. As you guys can see, it's off the top of my head. And YouTube isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks a lot, Charlie, for the super chat. Donna, big up to you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's a troll account. Big up to Flix or Dylan, whoever that is. Inter have, I've already read this comment. Inter 1-1 Arsenal. Chelsea 1 Arsenal 2. Wow, Luca's being confident for Chelsea away at the bridge. Edu's going, we need to hear Luca's words. You can do that on your channel, Luca, no problem. Um, and big up Charlie. Thank you very much for the donation. I'm BX says I'm honestly preparing myself for a loss midweek, but I'd love to be proven wrong by the team. I would take a draw. Myself, Donna Cullen, Executive Director of Tottenham Hotspur. No, you are not. You're just a fake account with nothing better to do. No offense. I'd be surprised if it was actually you. You people need something better to do with your lives. Touch grass, go outside, get a job. Because this isn't even funny. You kids find this stuff funny. It's not funny. International break next week. That's right. After we play Chelsea at the bridge, we're now at a 2-week international break, which for the life of me, which means we have to watch international games, Canada and England under Lee Carsley ball. All right, it is what it is. Who is Donna Cullen? It's just a fake account. Those trolls like Dylan or Flicks, one of them, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna name any names, but it's definitely a fake account who has nothing better to do with their lives, respectfully. Calafiore not going on break to Italy. Imagine Balotelli going. Balotelli, no way. He's not going on international duty. That guy's done. His career's over, man. He's already time to retire, Balotelli. Those were the days before, though. Very good football. Even the likes of Luis Suarez before, he was so good, man. Arsenal could have caught him, but that was the past, of course. Guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat below. Of course, please keep it Arsenal related and to the stream. We'll be live Friday for a Chelsea preview, and then Sunday I'll be on Blue Coat podcast on Spotify, which is my friend Ryan, Matt, and Jared. They do a podcast for Chelsea, so they'll probably get me on after the game. Regardless of the result, you can ask BX. He knows me. You are not the owner of Tottenham or a director of Tottenham. Come on, give me a break. This is just, you guys have nothing better to do with your time and think this shit's actually funny. But anyway, thanks for the view. I appreciate it, even though it's proper jarring, these catfish accounts. Are you going to Inter Milan? I wish, my friend. I would have been on a plane out of here by now, on my way to the San Siro. But Arsenal Canada let me down. They didn't get tickets, even though they said apply for tickets. And long story short, because your passport has to match with your season ticket, or no one could have transferred to me. And yeah, unfortunately, I can't go, and I'll be watching from home. It is what it is. I mean, there'll probably be more opportunities for me to go in the next round when we have the round of 16. I'll try to go to a European away game then. I did go to Munich away, just like I told you guys. That was a great game. We didn't win the game, but it was nice to go. Mel, we were supposed to go, yeah, but we didn't get tickets, and it would have been really expensive to go paying tout prices, and I don't encourage paying tout prices because you're just feeding the hands of people who are taking money off of match-going fans. Ridiculous amounts of money off of match-going fans. Big up 305. Thank you so much for tuning in. He says, "What's up, Sister Melina? How you doing today? How you feeling today? Much love and respect. Salute. Have a blessed day and good evening." 305. I did see that Uncle Mason's back. I tuned in yesterday to his stream, and good to see him back again. Hopefully he'll be live later today to review the NFL and the hockey that happened on the weekend. Of course, the Maple Leafs have the Bruins. And yeah, for FPL wise, I'm not really doing so well. This game week I did play my free hit, so I think I got over 45 points. But there are games today. We're waiting on the Fulham Brentford game, so I have 46 points with 2 left to play. As I mentioned, guys, if you're playing fantasy and you want to join my league, I'm gonna give the league code below. I'm just gonna read it out and type it in the chat. Those of you who want to join my fantasy Premier League, there's over 1,700 people in my fantasy league. If you do want to join, the league code is FR8GRO, and the top two winners of my league will get a £10 voucher of their choice. At the end of the season, I picked two winners who are the top of the league to get a prize. And it's very, very competitive. One week you might be top of the league, and the next week you'll find yourself, if you don't play your cards right, near the middle or even near the bottom of the league. Trust me, I know in my own league I'm not doing really well, but in the smaller mini leagues I am doing not so bad. So it kind of evens it out, or makes me feel better a bit. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna wrap up my stream. Donna Cullen, I am gonna ban you soon if you don't stop trolling. I don't find this funny. I'm too grown for this. I guess I should say I'm too grown for this. Um, with that being said, guys, I am gonna wrap up the stream. We did break the news of sporting director Edu Gaspar leaving the club. We did talk about Odegaard getting married. Congratulations to Odegaard getting married today. And I will be talking. I did a brief preview of Inter Milan. I wouldn't even say it's a preview, just looking ahead at the game. I'll be doing a more in-depth one tomorrow. And then Friday, we'll do a Chelsea preview before our game away at the Bridge. Tomorrow, when we do the Inter Milan preview, I'll do a combined 11. I do think some Inter Milan players can get into this Arsenal team, especially Lautaro Martinez. But man, he's such a baller. It's just these players, they would never leave Milan. Like, they're on prison sentence contracts, almost like these Chelsea players. They just like the environment there, and there's no way they would go to London. It's a dream. It's like one of those ultimate team FIFA signings. But I like watching him play, and it would have been great to see him play live. But that's a whole different conversation. With that being said, folks, have a wonderful rest of your evening or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Hi, Chris. Thank you for tuning in. I meant, can I join FPL? Yes, you can if you want. You can join in next week league, so game week 11. You can join, and you'll be added to game week 11 league. Hi, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Don't cause any trouble whatever you're doing. Leicester doing all right, not so bad. Better than us, I'd say. Leicester drawing to Ipswich away from home, and I think next you have United at Old Trafford. That'll be a tough game going away to Old Trafford with Van Nistelrooy as manager. So good luck, Chris. It's not an easy ground to go to, especially now with the new manager boost. I'm not sure how Van Nistelrooy gonna do until Amorin comes along, but I think regardless of who they bring as manager appointment, I think some of these players still can't be coached or properly managed well. If I'm being honest, for Man United, I mean, like the likes of Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes had a really good chance yesterday to make it 1-0 early on in the game. They could have been 2-1 and won the game, but obviously the game ended in a draw. It was like watching paint dry at some points in the game yesterday. It wasn't really entertaining game as we thought it would be. I mean, I would say. But bye everyone. I'll see you all. Dreading it, to be honest. Wish Ten Hag was still in charge. I can't believe it was Lopetegui who got Ten Hag fired. We thought Lopetegui would be the first manager fired. I guess things work its way around, and I really wanted to play Ten Hag before they got rid of him too. I guess everybody wanted a shot at Ten Hag like he was a new bird in town. So have a good rest of your day, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow, same time around, for Inter Milan versus Arsenal. match preview, tactical breakdown, and also any injury updates if I was to hear now from tomorrow. Tomorrow, Arteta should do his pre-press conference. I'm going to check a time for that, and I might do a press conference review. I've been doing those lately, and they're quite entertaining to talk about, especially injury updates. I think that's important. But tomorrow, we will be playing in our Wednesday, we will be playing in our red and white home kits due to a kit clash with Inter Milan. So if you see the boys wearing our home kit, that's the reason why. So take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Nearly 600 people watching on Twitter. And thanks, everyone, for watching on YouTube. If you're watching this on replay, please hit the like button. Check out my other videos to see the content I do. Arsenal content, Raptors content, hockey, CFL, NFL, Moss covers. Alongside with me, we do some multi-streams together, which is quite nice. And thanks, Charlie, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. It helps the channel, and it goes back into the channel for my StreamYard, which is crazy expensive for what it is. But take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And if you did watch on Twitter, comment down below if you're watching on YouTube or on Twitter. Let me know your predicted 11 for Inter Milan, and also your score predictions. Let me know tomorrow on the preview. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your afternoon or evening. Adios.